Welcome back to another episode of the Cody Tucker Show. As always, I'm your host, Cody Tucker. Now, obviously, it's just me today. It's been a while since I've done a solo episode. Typically, I have a guest. This week, I was like, there's a lot going on in the world. I'd sure like to talk about it, and why not? And also, a lot of people have left comments or messaged me like directly, wherever, saying like, "Hey, are you ever gonna do any more solo episodes, bitch?" And to that, I didn't answer, but I am answering now. Sure, I might as well. Figure now is as good a time as any. And to the people that are probably already going to be asking, and fair enough, but that are thinking, "Hey, did you run out of adult film stars to talk to?" No, I did not. That might actually be impossible. As long as there are people on this earth, as long as human beings exist as a species, there will always be porn stars. So that's gonna come back. Don't you worry. But yeah, no, I just thought it would be kind of fun to do a solo episode now. I mean, since it's been so long since I've done one. And yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'm going to do a bunch. Probably not, if I had to guess. Might just, kind of, just ramble for about 45 minutes and call it a day. But yeah, and also, so another thing that a lot of people have been asking about, and I haven't really said anything about it, but I am now. A lot of people have been asking, "Hey, asshole, are you ever going to write a book?" Taking like the stories from the past, history, pop culture, all that kind of stuff, just making a book out of it. Well, yes, I am. Actually, have already written a book about it. It is not out. It's not published. But it will be relatively soon. Actually, decently soon. I don't have an exact date yet. Still got to iron out a few kinks. But, yeah, it's going to be coming out. That is going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, if you, know someone who you think likes those types of stories, maybe doesn't have social media, go ahead, give them a mediocre gift. Now, I will say, don't let my just horrible speaking abilities deter you. I actually think I'm kind of a decent writer. Not great by any stretch of the imagination, but I can definitely write better than I can speak. So if you're listening to this or watching me struggle to put together a sentence in English, my native tongue, just know the writing will be better. But yeah, I am actually very excited for it. Very proud of it. I've been working my ass off on it. It's not fun writing a book. Not fun at all. It's a lot of work, and I don't know if I will ever do it again. But that being said, I probably will, because I kind of already have another one in mind. So I probably will do another book, but it'll be a little bit different. But yeah, I'm kind of proud. Proud that I actually, because normally once I start something, I either have to finish it all right then or never. Like, it's hard for me to start something, stop, and then come back to it, like a week later or something. And this, I did it for, probably like 8 months or so, maybe almost a year. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So it would be nice, if people checked it out and just let me know what you think. Actually, let me know what you think if you enjoy it. If you don't like it, keep that to yourself. Trust me, I give myself enough criticism as it is. I don't need you fucking adding on. But if you do like it, feel free to just flood my, comments and everything with positive messages. Is that so much to ask? Yeah, so, if you're not familiar with like the solo episodes, if you haven't seen one, because it has been I was trying to kind of think in my head. Fucking bitch. I was trying to kind of think in my head of like how long it's been since I've done a solo one, and it's been a minute. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who have never seen that. I'll go ahead and preface this, say it's not great. It's all right. If you're here, if you made it this far, hey, thank you and good on you. But I can understand, dipping out from here on. And also, if I seem a tad sluggish, it is because I pretty much just ate my body weight in Panda Express. And I got a real case of the itis right now. I'm going to give it a 3-to-1 odds that I either, within the next 40 minutes, either fall asleep or just lay a big old log right here in this chair. I'll give it a 5-to-1 odds that both happen. It would, sleep would come first, I think, and then the relaxation of sleep would, lead to the laying of the log. But I'm going to try to keep myself going here. I'm going to fight through, because that's what we do. We eat 2,000 calories worth of Panda Express, and we try not to fall asleep and shit ourselves. Welcome to America, bitch. Yeah. So, why don't we just go ahead and kick right into things? Let's see. So, first topic of the day. Okay. So, one of my favorite things to do, and has been since I was, since YouTube has been a thing, is whenever I, get nestled in bed, nice and tucked in, take about a half quart of hydrocodone syrup, and once that starts to kick in, I like to just go on YouTube, look up something, start off with something that I know I like. So like a 9 Inch Nails video, something leathery and a lot of leather and dirt. And then just see where that takes me. And by 2 a.m, I am usually, I'm usually so lost that like there's no way out of here. So that happened to me the other night. So the other night, and I was going to bring this up because I wonder whether anyone even remembers this thing happening, because I didn't even know this was a thing, and I consider myself to be fairly knowledgeable on pop culture and, shows from the past. Fucking son of a bitch. Yeah, and I came across something that I did not know existed, and I don't know how I didn't know this, because this is like this is exactly what I've always been looking for, and somehow it took me this long to find it. So this picture right here, this is a picture from MTV's Rock and Jock basketball game. Now, this was a thing that apparently happened in the 1990s that has got to get brought back. This has got to come back. We have got to have up-and-coming celebrities who, it's going to be a real crapshoot as to whether they end up becoming famous, 5 years later, like if they, stay famous. Because most of these people, well, if you're looking at this picture and you're like, who the fuck are these people? Fair enough. Now, you should be able to recognize the fellow on the bottom left, because that's Leonardo DiCaprio. And which is insane that he's in this. But yeah, this is apparently a thing MTV. I mean, and there might be a lot of people who remember this like clear as day, who are like, yeah, dumbass, like everybody watched this. I'm not aware of this. So I feel like there's got to be other people who are not aware of this too. Not that I'm that I'm the fucking voice of pop culture or something, but like I found one of these. And actually I found the one, I think what this picture is taken from. Watched it and was just mesmerized. Not exactly sure why I was mesmerized. Possibly because, you're seeing things from like hindsight perspective where it's just funny to see the fame that some people had at that time where it was about to take a real header, and then the transverse of that. Somebody who was not quite that famous but was about to become massively famous and stay massively famous. So now one person not pictured in this who was in a few of these was old Mark Wahlberg. Now, I will say it was very nice to see a young Mark Wahlberg be surrounded by that many black people and not yelling racial slurs at them and throwing rocks at them. Now, if you're confused by that, when you get a chance, just go ahead and do a little Google search on what Mark Wahlberg was like when he was young. Yeah, there's a reason that son of a bitch is going to mass like 12 times a week. Yeah, it's he's got a lot to make up for. But anyways, so Mark Wahlberg's part of this, and it's crazy, like, because they're referring to him, when the announcers are talking, referring to him as Marky Mark, which obviously is hilarious now. But like Leo, they introduce him, no one gives a fuck. They're like, isn't that the fucker from Growing Pains? Like, nobody gives a fuck about Leonardo DiCaprio in this. Then, look at person to his right, no, to his left, that's Joey Lawrence, which, as soon as he comes out, I mean, he's just, people are fainting. I'm like, oh yeah, Joey Lawrence was kind of famous back then. Or not kind of, I mean, he was massively famous. So, yeah, it's just very bizarre. And, and I implore anyone who hasn't watched these, just go on YouTube and look these up, these Rock and Jock things. So there's a football one, which I think Pam Grier was involved. She was on one of the teams, which I tell you what, it would have been hard not to turn that fucking thing into tackle football real quick when you see fucking Pam Grier. Goddamn Pam Grier. Anyways. Yeah, and you're watching these and it's just amazing. It's also amazing how it gives you perspective of how short celebrities are, but also how fucking tall basketball players are. Like, it looks like you're seeing two different species of people. Like, it just does. It's hard to believe that you're like, because when you watch a basketball game, you're so used to everybody being tall. Like, you see somebody like I don't know, like Steph Curry, and you're like, oh wow, that's crazy how short Steph Curry is. He is not short. I mean, he's taller than me. He's one of the short, and I'm a decently tall fella. And yeah, I think he's maybe like an inch taller than me. But whenever they're, you got this, you got Ein Ziering trying to box out Rick Mahorn. You're like, yeah, this doesn't work too well. Now, it is just amazing. It is incredible. Like, I never in the life of me thought that I was going to be up at 2:00 in the morning watching Dan Cortez and Dean Cain, working a triangle defense with like Larry Johnson. But there I was. And yeah, they had it's also a thing. There's no way they would ever do this now. I mean, fucking NBA players sit out every other game, which is absolute bullshit. So they're definitely not going to be coming and doing some stuff like this where there's like a potential that they could get hurt, because they're actually going pretty hard in this. Like, and some of these, has-beens and then future bins, they're pretty good. Like, there's Ronnie Bivens, is that his name? Michael Bivens from Belle Biv DeVoe, a New Edition. Fuck. Michael Bivins. I think it's Michael Bivins. But I mean, if he would have been a foot taller, he would have been in the NBA. God damn, he was good. Like, he's fucking balling on these people. You know, and you got, like, he's going up against, like, John Sally. And, I mean, Michael Bivins might have been about the size of John Sally's penis, you know, from what I've heard. But, yeah, it's wild business. So go ahead and just do yourself a favor and just look up a few of these. It's worth it. Yeah. Yeah, and rest in peace, you know, Dean Cain and Dan Cortez. Actually, they might be alive, for all I know. They could be. They could very well be alive. But who knows, really. Yeah, so, moving on. Okay. So this is kind of one of the main reasons why I wanted to start doing these again. Like, you know, the solo ones. Because there's a lot of things that I've missed and, you know, haven't been able to talk about. One of them is how Disney somehow just made one of the biggest mistakes ever. And basically tried to, like what's it called whenever, like, samurais, you know, stab themselves? Some Bushido. I think Bushido is like the code of the samurai. What is it called? There's like a thing where they, you know, they're dishonored. Whatever it is. Disney's trying to do this to themselves, I think. This Snow White movie. This is one of the craziest things ever. Like, how this even gets made. Like, you know, and it's a thing I've brought up a million times. But I always wonder, like, why don't these companies have a person who their job is to look at something before it gets released into the public, and they go through it and check to make sure there's nothing fucking stupid in it. Like, you don't have to be an expert on anything. Like, I just know that I would be good at that job, which is a job that doesn't exist, apparently. Or maybe it does. And, I mean, if it does, Disney needs to fire theirs, and I'll do it. Like, you don't even got to pay me that much. I'll do it. Because if there was somebody who was looking out for Disney, this thing would never have seen the light of day. And I'm not even talking about just because of, like, who's playing Snow White. I don't give a fuck. Snow White's not real. I mean, you could have goddamn Whoopi Goldberg play Snow White for all I care. It doesn't matter. The problem is this entire movie. It is, which I have a big problem with these, like, live action movies anyways. So I just think they're just so bad. Like, I can't for the life of me figure out why. I mean, well, I do get why they do it, because it makes a lot of money, except this one. But normally they make a lot of money, and, you know, people go see them, and they already own the shit, so why not? But this one is just so ridiculous. And I don't know who this person is, this Rachel Ziegler, I think. I've never heard of her. I don't know what anything she's in. And I'm not saying that that's, like, a bad thing, or that means she's, like... I'm not saying that me not knowing that she existed means anything as far as, like, her being how, like, good of an actress she is. But it just happened to be a coincidence that she might be the worst actress I've ever seen. Except for her co-star, Gal Gadot, who has to be the worst actress of all time. There's just no one comes close. She is without a doubt the worst person to ever be put in movies. And I've seen some real just shitbags of movies. Like, this is coming from somebody who just watched Pumpkinhead on TV, like, yesterday. So yeah, I know a thing or two about horrible acting. She's just so bad. And then, of course, those videos are like making the rounds of her, like, Khalil, no. Khalil, no. It's, yeah. You don't have to dig that deep to find clips like that. It's not like they went through all of her movies and those are the only ones they could find. That was probably just somebody like skipping through and going, here, let's watch here, and go, yeah, well, what do you know? There's a shitty acting part. She's kind of like Gal Gadot is kind of like the Jean-Claude Van Damme of today. Of just, like, why are you saying that line like that? Like, I feel like most actors probably say their lines looking in the mirror and see, like, what they look like as, they're delivering the lines. Like, you mean to tell me you looked in the mirror and said those lines and was like, oh, that's a good actor right there. That's good acting. Like, there's no way. And I'm not a good actor. I mean, you can check the body cam footage. I don't know what, but I feel like I could have done a better job. I would have been a better evil queen, without a doubt. Oh boy. I mean, it's just so bad. And then, of course, what they did with the dwarves is just an abomination. Those little fellas never really get much of an opportunity. And then you just make a fucking CGI'd version of them. It's like, all right, come on. You could have just had fucking real dwarves in it. But I get it, real dwarves aren't as adorable and sweet as Snow White's dwarves. But they still need jobs. Still need to get some work. And they're kind of everywhere. I've been noticing it a lot more than I used to. There's a lot more dwarves these days, I think. Which I don't know. That could be a Bobby Kennedy situation. That's something for him to figure out. Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, like you didn't tell me fucking Hornswoggle wasn't available to do this. Jesus Christ. Just have Hornswoggle play all 7 of them. So, a la Nutty Professor. Because that little fucker can't be doing anything right now. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Do not get it. And part of me, I knew I was going to hate this movie. Now, full transparency, I didn't watch a lot of it. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I watched more than 30 minutes of this movie. But I think even me making it past 6 minutes is a feat unto itself. Because, I'm a sucker for a good train wreck of a movie. I've seen my fair share, call back to Pumpkinhead. But, like, I hate musicals. Absolutely hate them. I think it's one of the weird, it's so stupid. I like a good animated one. Like the Disney movies. I fucking love Disney movies. And those are almost all musicals. I just don't like live action musicals. And it's just weird. It's weird. I don't know. Like, I just can't get into it. And like, I don't know why it is that people who make musicals seem to be weird. Like this motherfucker, this Rachel Zegler just can't seem to not just shut the fuck up. Like, just shut the fuck up and take a paycheck. A pretty good one. And if you toe the company line, you probably get to be in more Disney movies. Like, this is a no-brainer. Like, the only thing if you're cast in one of these movies, and not just cast, but you're the star of one of these movies, the only thing you can't do is go around the world and talk about how much you don't like these movies. And yet, the one thing she seems to do is go around the world and talk about how much she hates Snow White. And I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe morally she feels like she's doing the right thing, but I tell you what, she sounds like a moral dip, just an absolute moral dipshit. And, you know, and that's kind of like, oh, fuck. That's kind of like what was going on with the whole Wicked thing, you know? Like, like for a little bit, I kind of thought maybe I would go watch Wicked. I thought, hey, why not? You know, maybe the songs are actually good. Doubt it, but maybe. And then, like, I just saw how those two fuckers were acting. It's like, I can't go support this. I can't go support whatever drugs they were doing, you know. Because this movie basically, I don't know what drugs it funded. It did something to them. Because those two girls, well, hold on. Sorry. Those two, you know, the two fucking people from the movie. I mean, they look like they just got out of a fucking halfway house. And for some reason, they couldn't be in the same room together without fucking rubbing all over each other and crying. It was I mean, well, not a lot different than a fucking Tucker family reunion. But still, like, it's just... As soon as I started seeing that, I was like, yeah, why are y'all doing this? Like, why do you both look like that, for one? Like, why does she look the way she looks? And then why does the other one look the way they look? Like, both of them look... I thought I was watching fucking Nosferatu at first. It's like, God, look at the fingers on the, you know, on that one. I mean, they look like goddamn buzzard talons. Like, that's not good. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Like, I know I'm kind of weird. I get it. I'm not a normal person by any stretch of imagination, but I'm not like that. Because there is a difference between being weird and strange. Those two motherfuckers are strange. Those two from Wicked. Fucking strange. They're not weird. You know, weird's good. Strange is not. Yeah, I don't get it. Just rubbing their fucking bony fingers all over their bony sternums and shit. Oh. It's like rubbing pencils together or something. Gross. And just crying. Crying because of how powerful each one of them are. Hey, the fuck? Power? What power? What powerful what? You ain't got... I don't know. This shit is making me flustered. That being said, I might go watch the rest of Snow White tonight. Why not? Max Lord. Yeah. Max Lord, you're in danger. I mean, she is. She's Jean-Claude Van Damme. Because I watched Bloodsport not that long ago, too. That could have been the, you know, if they did a female version of Bloodsport, put fucking Gal Gadot in that thing. But I'm not finished with the tournament. That's Jean-Claude Van Damme, but that's also Gal Gadot. Same. Gross. All right. Moving on. Fuck. Okay. So, got the picture up right now. Sony Pictures has officially announced the cast for its 4-part Beatles biopic. I get this wrong every time. This is a real GIF situation here. I'm gonna say biopic, but that sounds too sciencey. Biopic. Biography. Biopic. No, you wouldn't say biography. Biopic. Fuck it. Biopic. We're doing it. Fuck it. We'll do it live. The cast for its 4-part Beatles biopic: Harris Dickinson as John Lennon, Paul Mescal as Paul McCartney, Barry Keoghan as Ringo Starr, and Joseph Quinn as George Harrison. Directed by Sam Mendes, all 4 films will be released in theaters in April 2028. Fuck me. It's fucking 3 years from now. Like, why even? Why? That's something that I will never understand that. Like, why start fucking promoting a movie that's not even coming out for another 3 years? But also, okay, so, more, you know, just a little bit about me. I am a massive, massive Beatles fan. I always have been. Fucking love the Beatles. And I know people shit on the Beatles. Like, they're overrated, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Cool. They're still the goddamn Beatles. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't think there's ever been a Beatles movie. There was a John Lennon movie. But it wasn't even really a John Lennon movie. It was a fucking Nowhere Boy where they do that bullshit where they just show, oh, here's what they were like in the least interesting part of their lives. Like, oh, great. Same with, there was a Bowie one like that. The Jimi Hendrix movie was like that. Like, haven't you, oh, hey, we're going to have a Jimi Hendrix movie where Andre 3000 is giving maybe one of the greatest performances ever at, like, being a person. Like, Andre 3000 had Jimi Hendrix's voice down perfect, like everything perfect. But we're going to have this take place before anyone even knew who he was. So there's not going to be any Jimi Hendrix songs because his fucking family won't let us have the songs. So we're just going to make the worst version of a Jimi Hendrix movie ever and waste this opportunity. So I am excited this. Now, actually, you know what? No, I'm not. Because now I'm starting to think, okay, so you're doing this into 4 movies. Is this going to be 4 movies of them leading up to being the Beatles? Because I swear to God, if that's what this is, if this is 4 prequels, and there's not a 5th one of them as the Beatles, this just doesn't make any sense. Make a fucking, you know what? Make a Netflix series. Just do it. So everybody else, you know, that's already the thing. Just make a Netflix series, make one of each of them, and then have either a movie or a couple movies of the different stages of the Beatles. You could do it. I mean, but I don't get how this works. I don't get if this is like, is it 4 stages of the Beatles? For its 4-part Beatle, all 4 films. I mean, for it to be 4, it kind of does imply that it's just like a movie about each one of the 4 members. But it doesn't actually say that. Oh, God. If anyone has the answer to that, why don't you go ahead and just leave a comment down below. Actually, if anyone has a comment about anything that I've said so far, you know, go ahead and leave a comment. Do you think Ariana Grande and the other person from Wicked look like they just got out of a halfway house? If you think so, leave a comment. Okay. So there's already a problem. Is nobody even knows what the fuck's happening with this, and it's possible that this is gonna, or is it is it gonna be like the same timeline, you know, and then it's just like a movie. So like where parts of the movie are showing the same scene, but like from the perspective, because that's actually kind of cool if they do that, where it's like, hey, we're going to show the Ed Sullivan performance. Like we're showing just like the lifetime of the Beatles, you know, as a band, not as members, but as the band. But we're showing like what it was like for each of them individually. So like each of the 4 movies will show like the Ed Sullivan performance, but if you're watching the John movie, it's showing it like John Lennon's perspective of like what that day was like. I don't know. I'm doing way too much thinking about this. But also, so there's already like a whole fucking rat's nest of problems. Other problem is, not a single one of these motherfuckers look like any of the Beatles. None of them. None of these 4 people look like any of the 4 Beatles. You know what? Man, I wish I wouldn't have said their names and who they're playing. Well, just pretend. Let's just pretend that I never said that. Let's pretend let's pretend like you don't already know who's playing who. Guess which one of them is playing which Beatle. I guarantee you would guess wrong. Guarantee it. Like, Harris Dickinson doesn't look like John Lennon. Barry Keoghan kind of looks more like John Lennon. Paul Mescal doesn't look like Paul McCartney. Actually, Barry Keoghan kind of looks like Paul McCartney. Barry Keoghan actually looks the least like Ringo Starr. Joseph Quinn almost looks more like Ringo Starr. And then George Harrison. Actually, Barry Keoghan kind of looks more like George. You know what? Barry Keoghan could actually probably play all 4 of these. You know, a la Nutty Professor. This just doesn't make any sense. Like, was John Lennon that much taller than the rest of them? That can't be true. Like, I don't get this at all. I'm so confused. And you know what? Also, we'll play one, want to play a game? Like, we'll play one more game. If you didn't know that this was a movie about the Beatles, that these four men are playing the Beatles, what band do you think they would be playing? Leave a comment. Because I guarantee you, if I just showed you a picture of these four guys, no context, nothing. I just pulled up a picture of them, this exact picture, and I was like, hey, these four guys are going to be starring in a movie about a band. About like a real band. Guess which band it is? No one would say the Beatles. No one. Like, I'd say fucking like maybe Deep Purple. Which, I mean, goddamn, I don't know, you can make a fucking Deep Purple movie. But, shit, I would have guessed that. I would have guessed Black Sabbath. Actually, it's not really like a bad... They actually could probably pull off Black Sabbath pretty well. Beatles is just not the one. That's not who I would think. Which, this is crazy. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Sam Mendes knows what he's doing. I mean, he is the same guy that made... Is he? Yeah, he's the same guy that made American Beauty, I think. I'm almost 100% sure about that. And yeah, and American Beauty was like his... Yes, it was. Because American Beauty was his first movie, and he won Best Picture for his first movie. Which, that's no easy feat. And then he did... what else? He did Skyfall, I think. So yeah, I mean, Sam Mendes is, he's no schlump or anything. But I just... this casting is weird. Joseph Quinn... Is Joseph Quinn Eddie Munson from Stranger Things? Yes. Because now I have this picture way too small from what I'm seeing. The name kind of sounded familiar. Yeah, I don't know about this at all. This is strange. I just assume, I don't know, just cast different fucking people. Like, why? Fuck me. I just want to see who's cast as Yoko Ono. I mean, I'll say it again, back to the Snow White thing. Whoopi Goldberg. If you need diversity casting, Whoopi Goldberg would make an excellent Yoko Ono. Both of them just some of the most annoying people on the planet, so you might as well. So strange. This is so fucking weird. There's not a chance in hell I'm going to the theaters 3 years from now to see these movies. I mean, I guess I'll come back 3 years from now and, eat crow if need be. But, like, I just can't imagine that this is going to get me out of my house and into a movie theater. Because not much will. The new Jurassic Park, that ain't doing it. And if fucking dinosaurs aren't going to get me out of my house and into a movie theater, this bullshit ain't doing it either. And I have a feeling this is going to be... I mean, these are all being released in the same month. So probably not all on the same day. Surely not. Yes, and don't call me Shirley. So I wonder if it's like a week apart. It's a weird idea. It's a weird idea for it to be in theaters and not just a massive Netflix thing instead. Like Apple, whatever, Disney, whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't get this whatsoever. But fuck it. It's not for me to get, I guess. Alright, moving on. Okay. This might be the last topic of the day, because fuck me. This is kind of a can of worms here. All right. So headline reads, white woman who identifies as black. This is already going to go south, I think. Plans to move to Africa. A controversial tanning and surgery addict is planning to move to Africa, but not before she gets more surgery. That's not a good idea at all. Fuck me. A German tanning enthusiast who was born white but identifies as a black woman has shared her plans to move to Africa because she feels a deep connection to the country and its people. Africa, not a country, but I get what you're saying. Feels a deep connection. Yeah, the Germans, I've always said it. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Germany and Africa are basically the same thing. Like, I have a hard time seeing a picture of, Nairobi and then a picture of Berlin and being able to tell the difference. I mean, this is just the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. But first, she plans to get more surgery. Martina Big, who goes by the name... Wait, Martina Big, who goes... So Martina Big is her real name? Well, you're kind of onto something. I mean, now this is starting to make a little bit more sense. You add 3 periods in that Big, and you're getting there. Martina B.I.G. is, All right, so who goes by the name Malaika? Malaika? Probably Malaika, I guess. Malaika. Okay. Not to hit on the head here. A hard to pronounce first name. Well, you're getting even closer. All right, so Martina Big, who goes by the name, we'll say Malaika, previously sparked controversy when she revealed she uses melanin injections in her at-home tanning bed to change the color of her skin. So she's pulling a reverse Sammy Sosa on us. Well, all right, you gotta, the pendulum swings. You gotta balance the scales. It's like a female soul man. Shout out to C. Thomas Howell. The 36-year-old model has faced severe backlash. What a shock. Over the years from people claiming she is wearing blackface and say she will never be black. Yeah. That's true. Now Malaika, who naturally has very fair skin and blonde hair, is planning to relocate to Africa with her husband, Michael Gross, age 38. So, let's just go ahead and take a look at Malaika. Well, actually, let's take a look at Martina Big. Let's see how she looked, her version of 90s Sammy Sosa. Okay. About as German as it gets. Blonde hair, pale skin. She looks like her family had a pretty easy time during the 1930s and 40s. I hate to make an assumption here, but I'm just going to go ahead and assume that they weren't too worried about the leadership change. Yeah. I mean, this is about as Third Reich as it gets here. Martina Big. All right. Now let's go ahead and take a gander at Malaika. Oh, yeah. Oh, buddy. Oh, my God. This makes me so uncomfortable. Yeah. So this is... Fuck me. That is crazy. Can you reverse that? Like, I wonder, okay, if you're a skin doctor... Yeah. If you're a skin doctor, go ahead and leave a comment and say whether or not this is reversible. 'Cause boy, I would sure love to know if she has just ruined her life or not. I mean, well, I guess the answer is yes. I mean, this picture ain't reversible. That's for sure. I mean, you can go back to Martina Big all you want. You can't untake this picture. this is wild. Like it just looks photoshopped, but it ain't. No, it isn't. Best of luck to you. Like, I hope you have a great time in Africa, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope they enjoy you. I'm gonna go ahead and just take a shot in the dark here and say this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be a short trip. Yep. Yeah, you might want to keep you might want to don't burn any more bridges before you go, just in case. Yeah, oh my God, best of luck. Godspeed. Holy fuck. I think that's good enough. I don't know how much. It can't get any worse. So, I should probably just. Fucking hell. I tell you what, yeah. Well, shit, we're about 48 minutes in, and I have not fallen asleep or defecated myself. I'm actually pretty proud. It's good to be proud of yourself. It's, from time to time. It's very easy to get down on ourselves, not give ourselves enough credit for the accomplishments we do achieve. So for me today, didn't fall asleep, didn't shit all over myself. I'm proud of those accomplishments. And I will carry that pride into the rest of my day. So find something that you can feel that pride about within yourself, and carry it with you throughout the rest of your day. Alrighty, well, goodbye.